a lot of questions around what it means to have activities within your own community. So can you explain to people when these sports games can take place, where can people go to play? Is it your city? Is it your neighborhood, your health authority? The same with something like skiing. How far can someone ski to one of the North Shore ski hills? And another point of clarity that faith organizations have brought up is, what if they're holding things like, in some cases, gurdwaras are holding community, they prepare meals for a number of people in the community. Are they still allowed to gather in order to hold those events to provide meals or other things for community?
Yeah, so addressing the second one first, and we did talk about things like that, and no, it's not an event to prepare meals, and they need to have COVID safety plans in place, which they have in many of the settings where the meals are provided, and they need to be individually packaged. What we aren't having is people coming in and sitting together and having those meals. They have a process, and I have tremendous admiration for the Gurdwaras in particular who do this, where they provide those meals to families in need. So those absolutely can continue. I know many of our faith buildings are used for 12-step meetings, for example, or for daycare, or for additional studies for children. And those can continue with the appropriate safety measures in place. Those are not events in the context of this order. In terms of how far can you go, well, this is not an order. This is telling people to use their common sense. And when we're talking about the sports teams, part of the sports networks and the sports organizations had interregional travel. So they have their own defined regions, and that needs to stop. You can play the games within your own region only, and there's no travel between different areas. That is where we're seeing the risk. And the risk is people carpooling together, having to stay overnight because some of the regions were, from South Island to North Island, or, Powell River to the mainland. That has to stop right now. We can't have that type of travel. And we also need to pay attention to those pre-game, post-game, off the field of play situations where we're coming together, and that's where the no spectators comes in, because we have seen that people are getting together. It's hard, you go into the locker room, so having provisions in place, and I know some teams have done this really well, where people come pre-dressed, and so we're not in the locker room. We have to resist that temptation to go out with the guys after the hockey game. So those are the things that we need to put aside right now so that we can continue to focus on the opportunities, particularly for kids to get out there with their teammates, to do drills, to have games in their local community.